Game day 6, it's the FIBA Asia Cup qualifier between Syria and Qatar. Here are the standings in Group E, and quite simply, folks, Syria, if they win, they will move into second place and qualify for the FIBA Asia Cup ahead of Saudi Arabia, who just lost to Iran. But if Qatar win over Syria, they will move above them into third place and clinch a spot in the additional qualifying tournament. So you better believe that the Saudi Arabians right now are pulling for Qatar to win because they would then qualify themselves. And, well, it's all in Syria's hands, really. I mean, they've got to come out and get the job done today against Qatar. They lost in their first meeting against Qatar. And now they have to come out and get a win. If they get a win, that'll be enough. Iran just won 70-64 over a really, really good, determined effort from Saudi Arabia. And as we look back at some of the games that have been played, certainly Syria, they'll remember the high of beating Iran, maybe the most famous win in their history. Yet Syria will also bemoan the loss to Qatar 79-72 when they met back on November 28th, 2020. And you know, that was a tough pill to swallow for Syria. You know, were it not for that loss, they would already know that they've got that spot heading into the Asia Cup. But on that day, it was a brilliant effort from Babacar Dieng, the guard, 16 points. Also, Abdul Rahim Mohamed Saad, who had 23 points. And for Qatar, for Syria, well, they got Trey Kell's 35 points, but he's not even with this team. I will say, though, that Syria looked perhaps even better in their most recent game that they played here in this window. And maybe that, you know, when they lost to Saudi Arabia in overtime, 79-77. So who knows? Anyway, we're going to have a break in the commentary and listen to the national anthems.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Syria.
So the national anthems have been played here in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifier, and the referees Mohammed Al-Amiri from Kuwait, Lebanon's Paul Skayem, and Mohammed Fauzi Taha from Jordan. Well, the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, are we going to see an interesting game today? I think it's a fair assumption to say yes. For Qatar, Guay, Rahman, Saad, Abdul Rahman, Yahya Abdel Halim, Irfan Ali Saeed, and Faris Abdic in the starting five. So Saad gets the nod today in the starting lineup. And again, he had the big performance in the previous meeting with Syria. Miodrag Perisic, the head coach of Qatar. Douglas Herring, boy, was he terrific for Syria against Saudi Arabia. Rami Merjani, Jamil Sadir, Amer Al-Sati, and Kemal Kanoblat. So that will be the starting five. So Merjani thrust into the starting lineup and looking to perhaps have some bigger moments today than he did on Saturday. Mikhail Terkov coaching this Syria team. I thought he did a really good job against Saudi Arabia. Thought he did a good job the other night. And, well, he has got a huge game to call right now, as they try to, the Syrians, get a win that will get them into the FIBA Asia Cup. So 59 seconds before the start, of course, Terkov was only appointed head coach of Syria back in May because Joe Salerno wasn't able to join. But I really do think that this guy, not much more he could have done the other day coaching against Saudi Arabia, and I think they're going to put up a good fight today against Qatar.
Here are the starting five for the two teams. For Team Qatar, number 2, Mohamed Al-Amiri, number 4, Abdulrahman Hamad, number 5, Nuri Al-Hasido, number 30, Irfan Ali Saeed, number 44, Faris Abdic.
Well, the teams that have already qualified for the FIBA Asia Cup are the host Indonesia, Bahrain, Iran, Jordan, Kazakhstan, and are the host Indonesia, Bahrain, Iran, Jordan, Kazakhstan, and Lebanon. But that leaves 10 spots still up for grabs. And of course, after this game, we're going to know at least one more team. It'll be either this Syria team, if they can get a win. If they do not win, it'll be Saudi Arabia. All will be lost for Syria if they do not win this game. They will fall to 4th place. However, if they win, again, they will leapfrog Saudi Arabia into 2nd place. In that case, Saudi Arabia would finish third and go to the additional qualifying tournament. Well, hello everybody, and welcome again back to Amman, Jordan. This is the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers, and it's the game between Syria and Qatar. Remember the COVID-19 situation preventing fans from being here. And Saad, who was absolutely sensational in the first meeting between these two teams, has come out and gotten his team on the board early. Merjane with a soft jump shot, but not able to sink it. Saad had 23 points, 3 assists, and 7 rebounds in the first meeting. And Avdic this time catches it and misses in the paint. Doug Herring, can't say enough about him, how good he was in the last game for Syria against Saudi Arabia. Merjane just has not been able to find his stroke here in Amman. And meanwhile, Saad goes in and scores another 2 and earns a trip back to the free throw line, where he has a chance to score his 5th point of the game. So in the first meeting, as you look at Saad, just driving right through the defense. In the first game, Saad was almost unstoppable. He was 9 of 17 from the floor, 7 of 12 inside the arc, 2 of 5 from three-point range, but he did struggle at the free throw line, just 3 of 6, and here he is missing his first free throw today. Herring really played under control in the last meeting. Counterblock passes open the open jump shot, and they end up with a bad shot. And I think you can see Coach Terkov wondering why his big center didn't take the free throw line jumper, or even take one dribble. And you can see the reaction from the big center, Kambalat, apologizing to Aslati. So Saad, who has scored his team's first 4 points, dribbles, passes to the corner. Avdic over to Guay, and Guay was bumped. No, he steps out of bounds. That's the call. Perisic has no problem with his team's start. Now Herring kind of waited around to really get it going the other day, again letting the game come to him, but you just wonder, because of the stakes, and if this team starts slow, if he really might try to force the issue. I'm sure he'll follow the coach's orders. Here he goes, shake and bake time. Herring puts it up and gets it to go. I mean, his overall performance and the way he has gone about his business, in some ways, I think he might have put in the best performances so far here in Amman. Now Merjane, if they can just get him on track. Syria, they desperately need his offense. Here he is getting the screen, open for 3, still can't get it to drop. Offensive rebound, they share the basketball. Merjane, little fadeaway, and finally gets it to go. Maybe seeing the basketball fall through the hoop will get him on track. Pass goes through the hands of the Qatari, and now Herring again to Merjane. Quick pass down low to Kambalat. Very alert play, and Qatar left wanting there. Slow back down the court after Seydou's miss. And now Seydou is slow to get up, holding the back of his left leg, lower leg. kind of in Achilles tendon territory. Hopefully he's okay. Harac is going to check into the game. He was their best player against Iran on Saturday. So that was Herring's first contribution points-wise. Soft touch. And Seydoux is not getting up quickly, so that's not good news. Not good news at all for Qatar. Well, he's having to be helped off the court, so a really worrying sight for Qatar. Saad dribbles, puts it up, and he's got 6 points. Really hardly played against Iran. Maybe his coach Perisic was just saving him for this game. Al-Sati puts it on the deck. Kambalot passes it back. Kambalot now to Merjane. Steps inside and again misses. Coach Terekov, who is Russian, is only hoping Merjane can catch fire. He needs him. Now the miss from the right corner from Saad. And Herring, right on cue, hits the three. You could be looking at one of the big stars of the FIBA Asia Cup if Syria win this game. He has got some big-time game. His shot, everything about it. There again, Herring pushes it quickly for Syria. Nice pass to Kambalot, who goes up for the dunk, but he was blocked from behind by Babacar Dieng, who had checked in for Seydoux. And it's going to be basketball for Syria. Kambalot goes out. Tofek Saleh checks into the game. Here he is catching it down low. Passes it back out to the perimeter. And Anthony Bakar played so well the other day. Misses. Played well on Saturday against Iran. Excuse me, against Saudi Arabia. Here's Saad again. Babacar Dieng pulls up on the baseline. Well, he had 16 points in that first meeting, and he's off to a good start coming off the bench. Al-Sati from the arc. He was open. Now down low. Tofek Saleh turns and fouled by Yahia Abdal Halim. So Saleh misses the first free throw. He had 5 points in the first meeting. Gets the second one to drop. Probably a little more mobile than Kambalot. Kambalot's got greater size. Avdic. Pretty much a 3-guard lineup right now for this Qatar team. Yahia drives in and off target with his first attempt. Here comes Saleh again. And great strength, but $1 million move, 1-cent finish. Just didn't even come close. And with that, Campbell's going to come right back into the game. I'm not sure that's what got him out of the game. But Coach Terekov seems sort of amused. It was back in May when the Syrian Basketball Federation announced that Joe Salerno would not be available to coach in this window. And that was when they announced Terekov as the coach for this national team. He certainly must have raised some eyebrows, though, with his performance, I think, with Syria. They've looked good. There they is driving down. The point guard, Shaban, almost reluctant to shoot the basketball, even though he hit a big shot the other day. That time Herring had Babacar Dieng in his face. Oh, wonderful spin from Saad, and then he's fouled by Campbell as he spun his way. Well, Saad, who has been known to play with the crew cut, he's got more hair on his head right now, so you might not recognize him. But if he can sort out his free throw issue, he becomes a much better player. And only goes 1 of 2 again. Babacar Dieng missing from the arc. It's a young Qatar team, which bodes well for them. Saad's only 24 years of age. Shaban gets it over to Merjane, gets down on the baseline. Campbell, it's a long 2 if it goes, and it doesn't. And a push called on Avdic. Kyle Terekov, I'll tell you, that would be a good thing to put on your resume. Get called up at the last minute, and then you lead your team into the FIBA Asia Cup if he can pull it off. There's Dieng, and well, usually the bounce pass is the right pass. I don't know if he just simply did not deliver it the right way. Maybe he should have taken one more dribble before he tried to pass it to Saad. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Yahia. And again, off target Yahia. Abdel Raham Yahia Abdel Halim had 10 points. 6 of those coming at the free throw line in the last meeting. Also 7 rebounds and a couple of steals. Had a good game in the win over Syria for Qatar. Jane, over it goes. And long jump shot is good. And that one from Sadir. Salcedo looking on. Not looking good for his prospects. Avdic backing up on Bakar, passes it back outside. Qatar not even really close on some of these jump shots. And this time Saad runs into Campbell, loses control. They end up turning the basketball over with 1:03 remaining in the first quarter. And Syria leading at 12-9. Campbell turns and traveling. He was hemmed in there. He's got to pass it back out, although Terekov thought there was a reach or a foul. Babacar Dieng drives in over to Avdic. Qatar take their time. So this time, Avdic turns the basketball over. Abdel Bassett in the game for Qatar, along with Yahia, Avdic, Dieng, and Meho Haracic, who's been quiet thus far. And this is when things will change, is once Herring comes back in for the Syrians. Shaban. Dribbles right, gets it to Canbalat. Jump hook, oh boy, that's big time. If he can do that consistently. Final seconds ticking off the clock, ends up turning the ball over. But Syria not able to sink it from a long way out. Nevertheless, Syria, mission accomplished in this first quarter. They lead it 14-9 over Qatar. Neither team shooting it well from deep. Both teams a little bit better inside the arc. And at the free throw line also, the teams are having some issues. So the big issue for Qatar here early on is while they've gotten some scoring from Saad, they haven't looked as good without Enjoy Seydou, who has left with an apparent Achilles tendon injury or some type of lower leg injury, his left leg. And I'm not sure he's going to return, but Saad has been twisting and turning and getting in and scoring 7 of the team's 9 points thus far. Well, as a big center, that's what you want. Of course, Haracic for Qatar had a good game the other day. They could need him to get involved here. The FIBA Asia Cup app ready to be uploaded and put into your phone to give you all the action, the highlights, the stats, the names. You want it, it's there. Good reach inside by Babacar Dieng. Now the little floater almost in from Abdel Bassett. Saad gets into pain again. He really does not necessarily seems to be their best option, but their only option at this stage. He's able to get in close. There's Saad trying to go to 9 points. Makes his first free throw. He's got 8. And he does indeed get both of them to drop. So 9 points for Saad. And Syria's lead now just 3 points. Anas Shaban running the floor, hands it off to Doug Herring. Shaban again. And that was a quick whistle on Babacar Dieng. Here goes Herring. Oh, he just felt it, didn't he? And they called the foul. If he had attempted the shot, he would have gone to the line. But he's running the play from the coach. I would think there would be an option for him just to keep it and to go all the way, especially as he had already beaten his man, Abdel Bassett. Good defense from Babacar Dieng, knocking that basketball away. Campbell got it though. Now they share it. Shaban over to Herring in the corner. And just one pass too many. Are they going to count it? Certainly seemed like it came after the shot clock. They might review it at the next dead ball. Saad twisting his way now. He passes up a layup. Follow by Saad, couldn't quite get hold of it. Shaban over to Herring. Are they going to count it? So they're not going to count it. So a foul was called, which puts Campbell on the free throw line, but it wipes away a three-pointer. In fact, it was a technical that they called, which is why they sent Campbell out to the free throw line. And I guess Syria would prefer to have the three-pointer. I mean, if they get the three here, it won't matter. Or even a basket. Oh, wonderful pass, Herring. And now they have the chance to have an even bigger trip down the floor. An and one coming for Campbell, who, quite frankly, is showing signs of becoming a factor offensively as Syria move up 19-11. That was a shot that did not count. So anyway, Syria will settle for 4 trips down the floor on that occasion. And Qatar looking like they're in real trouble. Haracic for 3, and well, he's had a quiet start to the day, especially after what he did the other night. And finally comes to life with a 3. This time Haracic there to bat the pass away. Bakar, a little bit long. Aslati had it. Avdic wins the race to the ball. Or excuse me, Saad. Now gets it over to Dieng. Abdel Bassett from the right corner. Herring goes behind his back. Aslati. And Aslati hits it from downtown. So teams trading threes now. Arachi's will be 2 in a row for him. No, it will not. And good defense there from Yahia, getting up and getting his hands on the basketball as it was being held by Aslati, who's fortunate not to have. No, they have actually called the possession over. So in fact, he was not fortunate. Great work by Yahia. Duhalin. Aslati gets taken out after that. Oh, no, he's still in there, excuse me. Saad. Racic. And that will stop because of the shot clock. Herring feels the defender. Passes to the corner to Bakar, who gets it back inside to Aslati. And Yahia has none of it. Now Saad explodes down the line and puts it up and in. And one. What a turnaround that is. Aslati went from potential 2 points to getting swatted. And now a 3-point play potential. So that would be a 5-point swing. But his well-documented free throw issues come to the fore again. Merjane, you can see he's not confident right now. Steps back. Just when it seems like Syria might start to put some distance between themselves and Qatar, Qatar come back, and this time nobody boxes out Babacar Yang. And that leads to a timeout. (22-18), Syria on top of Qatar. And Terkov gonna perhaps let his players have it during this break. Well, Herring's been pulling the strings, and usually it leads to good results. So far, Herring 7 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Also has a steal. Campbellot takes a seat. And Racic and Avdic come back into the game, onto the court. And the veteran Irfan Ali Daei comes in as well. Ali Saeed, excuse me. Remembering he's a player that was in that Qatar team that made it to the FIBA Basketball World Cup back in 2006 in Japan and played in Hamamatsu. So he has been around a long, long time. Merjane for 3. And Terkov is just thinking, what is it going to take for Merjane to hit a jump shot? He's 1 for 8, 0 for 5 from 3-point range. Oh, careless basketball from Avdic. Gets away with it because the ball went to Saad, but then Saad misses from the arc. Now Herring. 4:17 remaining in the first half. Remembering that if Qatar win this game, they will move into the additional qualifying tournament for the FIBA Asia Cup. But if Syria win it, they will leapfrog Saudi Arabia into second place and qualify for the FIBA Asia Cup and relegate Saudi Arabia to the additional qualifying tournament. Tofik Saleh hit a three the other day. And look at Saad yet again putting the pressure on Syria, getting into the paint, and yet another opportunity for him at the line. "13 points already for Saad. He had 23 in the first meeting. Now 14 points. So Syria had led by several points. Now it's a 1-point advantage. Their biggest lead has been 8. So Yahia comes back into the game. Abdel Halim. Herring, 3:50 remaining in the second quarter. Herring bumped by Avdic. So that puts a good free throw shooter on the line. Not a good move by Avdic. Quay comes back into the game for Avdic. And Herring continues to deliver. He's got 8 points, leading the scores for Syria. Now 9. You know, talked about this the other day. Trey Kell is such a great scorer for this Syria team, but the naturalized role being filled by Herring right now, you can understand why, because he does so many things well. And Majane got a hand on it, but didn't rebound it. So another chance for Qatar. Saad drives in. Oh boy, missed the shot he should have had. Here's Majani in the paint. And Terekov just is like probably thinking right now with Mirjani, how long do I go with him? He can't throw the ball in the ocean right now. He's standing on the beach. He's 1 for 9. Saad, beautiful pass. And Qatar make it a 1-point game again. Saad 14 points, 5 rebounds, now 2 assists. Herring over to Aslati. Al-Sati, excuse me. And here's Qatar with Irfan getting down the court and scoring to take the lead. So all the good work by Syria. Now it doesn't matter. They trail 25-24. And Mikhail Terekov giving his players a tongue lashing.
I cannot understand understand why you are doing this. You are destroying your own game. Just because you don't want to make a decision of foul. 4 fast breaks. Jamil, in. Don't make stupid mistakes, please. And play system. Please. I don't want your mixed fight. I want basketball. You too. Keep.
Well, the coach certainly has his ideas about how he wants things done, and if you don't fall in line, you're not going to be on the floor. That's evident. And Qatar really fortunate, I think, to be leading right now. Syria's been their own worst enemy when they've had the basketball. 2:17 remaining here in the first half. Shaban over to Merjane. Oh, beautiful pass, but then the alley-oop not made, not converted to points by Tofek Saleh. Guay misses from mid-range. Quick outlet pass. Merjane again, almost just like last time. This time he pulls up and pulls the string on the three-pointer. Finally, you know, eventually it's going to go in. And even though it's an almighty struggle for Merjane, he has to have faith in himself and back himself for making that shot. But just immediately to the other end was Yahia. Sadir. And Sadir shows up at the party, hits a three. He's hit a couple of big jump shots today. The lead back to 3 as we approach the 1-minute mark in the first half. Jang steps behind the arc. Oh, terrific rebound from Al-Sati. Sadir over to the right, and Douglas Herring nails the three, and just like that, Syria have moved back in front by 6 points. Another look at it. It's a game of streaks, isn't it? A game of runs.
I said right can't you don't go. You don't. That you all time and listen to which school material. Now you help from the first pass to America shot. I don't know. Hey, listen. Please, Japan. Listen one second. Try last 5 seconds to this. 20 seconds. If it's zone, play, keep the ball 10 seconds with you and open zone. Okay? Baba.
Irfan Ali Saeed, he's seen it all before, playing for Qatar. The high of winning that third-place game at the FIBA Asia Cup in 2005, and then playing at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2006, where they jumped out to that big early lead on Greece. But also the tough times. You know, consistency has eluded Qatar. There's a relatively young team. Certainly, if anything, you know, should be getting better and better. But, you know, you can see young teams that can fight back and take the lead only to surrender it as quickly as they did. So final seconds here in the first half. Syria looking for a stop and trying to get it back to extend their lead. But Qatar more than happy to finish with the last possession. They had a foul to give, Syria. So now 9 seconds remain. I think Coach Perisic is keeping his voice down in case he thinks that coach for Syria maybe has people watching TV. They could get him the game plan on what's happening with this play.
Let's make this shot. Let's make this.
Well, you heard Avdic, let's make this shot, let's make this shot. Let's see if they do. Final seconds ticking off the clock. Saad has it. Turns into the lane and gets it to go right at the buzzer. So that last time out benefited Qatar. And Perisic still seething a little bit. And he's telling Jang, stop talking to the referee and go to the changing rooms. 33-29, Syria on top of Qatar at halftime. Here again, when you need points, get it to your hot hand, and Saad has been the best in the first half. He's got 16 points after that drive. Qatar 11 of 12 inside the arc, just 1 3. The three-pointer has been much better for Syria, 5 of 14. However, just 7 makes inside the arc for them. Qatar winning the rebounding battle, just 1 more assist for Syria, but turnovers have not been a problem for Syria. They've coughed it up just 3 times. Herring with 12 points leads them in scoring. Saad's 16 leads all scorers. It's 33-29, Syria on top of Qatar at halftime. Well, Saad, the only man in double digits for Qatar with 16 points. And Douglas Herring, the only player in double digits for Syria. He has 12 points. 33-29, Syria on top of Qatar at halftime. And we'll be right back before the start of the second half. Syria doing just enough to open up a 33-29 lead at halftime. They have led by as many as 8 points in the first half. They were up by 6 right at the very end until Saad, who had 16 points, was able to drive in and score. Not with that one, but I think we'll probably see in just a second. Douglas Herring, 2 of his 12 points for Syria. And that 3 did not count. They wiped that off. Even so, because of a bench technical that was called against Qatar. But after the made free throw, they got that shot. So it was a 4-point trip down the floor. Haracic hit the 3-pointer. Pretty quiet overall. Alsate also hit a 3. Got rejected there by Yahia. And Saad with 2 more of his 16 points. Here's another look. Saad gets the ball and just goes coast to coast. And that's almost unforgivable. I mean, it's people standing around, not boxing out, as Babacar Dieng was able to score. Irfan also with an easy one. Remember, Seydou, though, has left the game with injury. Doesn't look like he's coming back for Qatar. Mirjane missed so many shots and then finally hit that 3-pointer. And it seemed to be contagious because Sadir followed with a 3. And again, Saad, who has 16 points, scoring many of them on drives to the basket. He's also been able to get to the free throw line. And silky smooth, Mr. Reliable Douglas Herring has done it all for Syria. Enjoy these looks. We'll be right back before the start of the second half. Syria leading at 33-29 over Qatar in the FIBA Asia Cup 2021 qualifiers. The Syria win puts them into the FIBA Asia Cup. A Qatar win puts them ahead of Syria into the additional qualifying tournament and leaves Syria out in the cold.
If Kazakhstan come back, the celebrations will be on hold for Jordan. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen as Bazai hits a big shot. That is certainly a dagger, and Bazai, probably out of all the players in this team, is the man capable of making that shot. Oh, nice drive from Gavrilov. Wow. Turns it over. Great defense by Cruz. Finds Cruz. Cruz, no look pass. Oh, it's beautiful. Showtime. Guam basketball. And it's led by the MX Road Warrior, Jericho Cruz. Let's see if we get some execution now. Beautiful bounce pass. And El Dwari. And then with the stare, he's like, you can't stop me. Hong Kong made their first tray ball, and all of a sudden, come by a basket. Cruz now transition. What do we have? Oh, baby! It's a throwdown time.
Well, you saw Saad catching his breath there here at halftime. He's been as good as Qatar needed him to be just to stay within striking distance in this game. Perisic over there with his arms around saying, you got to keep carrying us. You're really working well. 16 points, 6 of 11 from the floor, 5 rebounds. And were it not for him, they would not even be close in this game. And it really is a case of you wonder maybe if his coach didn't play him that much against Iran just because of a leg injury. He's got that wrap or something on his right leg. Maybe that is the explanation. But clearly looks the part today. Herring has 12 points and continuing to be one of the better players in this competition, and clearly is on the same page as the coach. We can only hope that he'll be at the FIBA Asia Cup because he is fun to watch. Very, very good basketball player, Douglas Herring, and is a great fit for this team. So Mirjane has only hit that 1 3-pointer. That always looms as a possibility. And for Qatar, they know the stakes. They've got to win this game if they want to get into the additional qualifying tournament. It's been a rough old ride for them in the qualifiers. Irfan telling them what they got to do if they're going to be successful. And you look at also Seydou. Well, that's promising. That didn't even seem the likely that he'd be able to jog the way he left the court earlier. So maybe we will see him at some point. But for Syria, they need to come out and they need to win. If they win, they're in. And you can see Muchkits as well. That's a big absentee for Qatar sitting back there. He got injured the other day against Iran, not able to play today. If Syria win this game, they will finish second because of a superior or a better goal differential of +3 in their games against Saudi Arabia. But if they lose, Saudi Arabia will finish second and Syria will drop below today's opponents, Qatar, into 4th place. So Hracic is going to start in the second half with Saad out there for Qatar. Alsati in that lineup, as well as Herring, Campbellot. Shaban also number 4 out there, and Mirjane for Syria. Abdel Basset in the game, number 25. Babakar Jang, number 23. He's been lively. And good defense from Alsate, forcing the turnover. Now he pulls up his dribble as he runs into Abdel Basset. Shaban open, so he takes his shot. All right, chases back on defense, and you could see the quickness, the explosiveness of Saad as at full gate, Shaban tried to chase him down, and it looked like Saad just had another gear that he was able to go to. But this is the issue with Saad. Often it's his inability to capitalize on these trips to the line, and it really is a mental thing. Something you can only, you got to go to the free throw line in practice and just keep taking those attempts. But this time they're not punished because Syria don't get the rebound. But then Shaban reaches in, knocks it away, gets it back from Herring. I don't think Shaban's going to be too anxious to put it up. He did hit a very big jump shot against Saudi Arabia. in that overtime loss. Here he is, into the paint, outside Merjane. That's the preferred option, and that's why. Second three-pointer for him, and it brings a smile to the face. 8 points for Merjane. So the lead goes back to 7. Saad passing it around on the perimeter. Babacar Dieng hands it off, and good work. Irfan, who's getting the minutes that would usually go to Seydou, is fouled. There's Merjane. Irfan, the veteran, misses the first. So he makes 1 of 2. Herring. Now Merjane, they're not going to give him any space. Well, he finds some space. He puts it up, and he's fouled. Abdel Bassett Rushdie, as it says on his jersey, called for the foul. Perisic not amused, thinking that the refs were baited into that call by Merjane, who has now 3 free throws. Makes the first. He gets the second to go as well. So they've equaled their biggest lead. And the third is good as well from Merjane. So a big call from the refs allows Merjane to go to the line and get 3 free throws. Avdic back in the game. He's got the ball. Saad knifes his way in, follows up his miss, puts it up and in. Boy, he's like Superman today. They can't do anything with him. Merjane again, looking for space. He's got it, and that time off the front of the iron. He is streaky, so the coach probably will give him a little bit of leeway to take those shots. And Avdic reaches over and gets the rebound over Merjane. Saad drives in, gets rejected this time by Campbellot. Not in my house, says Big Bad Campbellot. Entry pass to Irfan. And he draws the contact from Sadir as he goes up. And there, Terekov says, listen, this is how we play defense. Just put your arms up. Don't lower them. You know, a lot of it is a teaching exercise for some of these coaches as they come and lead these national teams. But the free throw woes continue for Qatar. They are really struggling at the free throw line. again, he has to settle for 1 of 2. Just 6 of 13 at the line today. Qatar compared to 7 of 9 for Syria. Campbellot back outside. Now Herring. Oh, beautiful feed. Campbellot puts it off the glass and in. But as so often happens, as Herring goes, so goes Syria. Vracic for 3. Here's Herring again. Pulls, gets it back. Long rebound. And Herring says, we just got a new 14. Let's just take a little bit more time off the clock. Let's set ourselves. Alzate shaking and weaving and going between the legs. Avdic called for the foul. Great work from Herring. Alzate hasn't been quite as influential today, hasn't forced the issue. Seems like he's learned some lessons from a couple of days ago against Saudi Arabia. He does have 5 points now, 6 rebounds. Well, Seydou is going to come back in, so the training staff deserves some kudos. Not sure what the injury is, but it hasn't been as debilitating as first feared. Zakaria Al Hussein also in the game for Syria, number 3. And the basketball has been turned over by Saad. Stepped over the line. No, it's a 5-second call, excuse me. Oh boy, terrible pass. Right under the basket leads to Jing. He's not gonna get a better assist all day from his teammates. Al Hussein passes over to Sadir. He's open, says, why not? I've been able to hit the shot, but not on this one. And here comes Qatar. And Avdic fouled by Zakaria Al Hussein. And that is not a good foul, folks. With 5.5 minutes, Syria already over the limit. And I agree. The coach says stupid mistakes. Saad takes advantage, just keeps pouring in the points. If he'd made all of his free throws today, he would be well into his 20s. But again, he misses another one. So 4 of 9 at the line now. 18 points. And traveling is the call. Syria in a very difficult moment. You can feel right now they've lost their rhythm offensively. They're making mistakes, not plays. And Terekov just holds his hands together, says, guys, come on, let's hold this together. We've given ourselves a great chance in this game. Let's don't blow it. But the reality is there's 15 minutes remaining, and that's a lot of time. Finally, a defensive play by Alzate. Anthony Bakar has been quiet today. He's back in the game in the left corner. Oh, look at Herring. Goodness gracious, put it on the highlight reel, folks. That was magic. And now Alzate called for another foul. A long way from the basket. Look at this, look at this. Look at Herring. Unbelievable. He's terrific. Syria just do not need to be committing some of the fouls that they've committed. The last one by Alzate out there, well behind the three-point arc. And the only good thing that you can say is, in some ways, it's effective because Qatar are not able to maximize on the opportunities because of their free throw shooting, including Saad, who's been their best player. They do get 1 out of the 2 free throws, and it's back to an 8-point deficit. Herring takes the pressure, crosses midcourt. I'll tell you, his last basket suggests he's ready to take over. Bakar puts it up. Quay pushed it quickly. And free throws coming for Yahia. And his coach saying, let's be honest, that was a foul. You didn't just have your hands straight up, you moved into him. And that's why I like Terekov. It's Mikhail Terekov. He's delivering some harsh realities to Syria. And you've got to understand how to play the game. So Yahia takes his time, makes the first. And a rare trip where Qatar have capitalized, making both free throws. Now the reach and the foul called on Guay. He's appealing for an offensive foul, but that appeal is going to fall on deaf ears. 4:08 remaining, third quarter, long way to go. Syria already over the limit in fouls. Qatar, however, have committed 3. Herring saw the opening, went for it, missed it. Kambalat there for the follow. And Herring able to get the basketball. I think Alzate resorted to his, instead of facing the basket, went in twisting and didn't really get a good look at it. So they're discussing right now. So technical foul called on Terekov. He doesn't want it to be on him, because if he gets 2 technicals, he's going to have an early shower. So the free throw is good from Yahia. It's hit 3 in a row, and it's back to a 5-point game. Terkov having to coach his bench as well over there, say don't say anything that gets these referees upset. It's already hard enough winning the basketball game without upsetting them or saying the wrong thing. Shaban inbounds the basketball to Herring. Back to Shaban. Shaban lost it. Too much dribbling. But then the pass stolen by Herring. He just does everything. Alsati wide open. He says, why not? His attempt rattled out. Might see Merjani check back in sooner rather than later. The points are drying up for Syria. Qatar coming back. Yahia for three. And fortunately for Syria, Qatar also having their struggles. And Bakar hands it off. Kambalat. Oh boy, looked like it was going down, then it came out. Merjane is coming back in as well as Sadir. Next dead ball. Guay, wide open three-pointer. Kambalat rebounds the miss. Now quick outlet up to Herring. Herring into the corner to Bakar. Drives in, gets it to go. Right decision from Bakar. I thought he should have taken the three, but indeed he was able to get to the rim and to take the lead back to 7 points. Boy, what a nervous game it is for both of these teams. One trying to stay in the hunt for the FIBA Asia Cup, the other trying to book its place in the Asia Cup. Seven turnovers for Syria, 12 for Qatar. 7 steals for Syria, just 3 for Qatar. But it's something that we point out often. Teams make life difficult for themselves. If they could only do this one specific thing better, results could be very different. And for Qatar, it's free throw shooting. As you look at Bakar driving at Qatar and getting the layup, from a free throw standpoint, 7 of 15 Qatar at the free throw line. That's just not going to cut it in international basketball. So coming out of the timeout, here comes Saad. And Guay, who getting more minutes now in the second half. Back over to Saad. Guay again. And again, Syria riding their luck with these opponents not able to hit some open jump shots. Pump fake, Merjane gets it back to Herring. Wide open, Bakar decides to back his way in, makes a difficult pass to Kambalat, who wasn't able to catch it with the Qatari defense bearing down on him. Yahia drives into the paint. He misses, and Kambalat able to rebound the miss. It has not been a thing of beauty offensively. Herring faked the pass to the cutter. Merjane is able to get it out to the wing. Sadir, does he launch it in time? Doesn't matter. He put up an air ball. Well, you can almost think that Coach Terkov is a little happier now because he knows that Qatar are just having all sorts of problems putting the ball in the basket themselves. And also his team was able to use the entire 24 seconds on the shot clock that time. Three-pointer if it goes, and it does. And just like that, the smile goes off the face of Terekov. Avdic's three-pointer makes it a 4-point game. Avdic sagging to help out on defense on Campbellot. In and out game. Campbellot, he's going to go for it. Oh, good work. Campbellot just did not finish. And now the reach and the foul called on Merjane. And yet again, free throws coming for Qatar. It's an almighty struggle here, folks. Qatar having won the first meeting between these two teams. And for Syria, at times they look very good, and other times they just look abysmal. But they're committing a lot of costly fouls that could be even more costly had Qatar been a little bit more proficient at the free throw line. But they continue to miss free throws. Coach Perisic must be thinking, we're going to have to schedule free throw shooting practice after this game because we've been awful. Avdic does make one of two. So the good thing is for at least Syria, they have a chance to have the last possession. And they turn it over. Babacar Dieng over to Avdic. Will it be another three for him? No, it's short, and they still have enough time to get it down the floor. Syria, Merjane. They don't want to take it too soon. Now he's got to get into his motion. And he takes a prayer in the end. So held on to it far too long. You're almost better getting the basketball to Herring and letting him create. Syria clinging to a 47-44 lead over Qatar at the end of the third quarter. So here's a look back at the third quarter highlights. Getting a steady dose of Saad today, of Herring. Yahia had a few moments, but offensively, for the most part, there's no consistency from anybody in this game. Saad has 20 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. 7-11 from the floor, but 0 for 3 from three-point range. But Saad is 6 of 13 at the free throw line. And as a team, Qatar are 11 of 20. That has been their biggest issue. Syria being led by Douglas Herring's 14 points. And they've gotten 11 from Rami Merjane. And Campbellot has 9. Other than that, it's been slim pickings. 5 points for Al-Sati. Well, we haven't seen Alosh play at all, have we? I guess if the game gets a bit crazy, he might get in there and chase the basketball. Fourth quarter action underway here in Amman, the Prince Hamza Arena, between Syria and Qatar. Syria clinging to a 3-point lead. They've got possession. They need to win to book their place in the FIBA Asia Cup. Herring drives in. Boy, he would have paid for that opportunity. And on the rare occasion, he has missed it. Saad, meanwhile, drives quickly to the other end, but they get the offensive rebound. It was Yahia who picked the ball out of the air. So here comes Babacar Dieng. He was tempted to launch it. Avdic has hit a three. Now he's on the baseline. It's a 1-point game. Well, Avdic has started, but it's been so nondescript throughout that the fact that he's hit a couple of jump shots here recently qualify him as a X factor. Alzate spinning and working his way in, and boy, that was out of nowhere, that one. Goodness gracious. What a great drive by Alzate. Yahia spins, turns, misses, and Alzate gets the rebound. So Alzate emerges now. A little bit of a fake, and the shot goes up, is blocked. Got too deep, nobody to throw to. And Saad yet again, so it's a 4-point swing and back to a 1-point game. Well, if they could just get Saad out of the game for good, they'd be happy. He goes over to the bench. Guay comes back in. Shaban certainly testing his coach's patience with that previous trip down the floor. Herring dribbles between the legs. Oh, beautiful bounce pass, but it was read by Qatar. Here's Babacar Dieng. His coach says, the opposing coach says he was palming, but it doesn't matter. Qatar have come back to take the lead. And another foul. And this is interesting now. 2 quick fouls on Qatar. And I'm sure that Syria would be more than happy to go to the free throw line as their struggles continue. And I think it was Seydou who was the key man there that got his hands on the bounce pass that was made by Herring. And again, another foul. This one on Guay for riding the back of Herring. So 3 quick fouls now. Bakar comes back into the game. Herring finds his way to the basket. Oh, lays it up and in. This is the time when he's really got to take over. You feel like this is his moment. When the game gets tight, no more messing around. Just get Douglas Herring the basketball. Guay pulls up at the line. Saves it in bounds, but into the hands of Cabalot. Herring again. Doesn't wait around, perhaps should have, but Cabalot there for the offensive rebound. They pass it back outside to Bakar. Good! And just for a moment there, you felt like Coach Terekoff was like, we don't have to shoot it. Let's just take it back outside. We got some time. But Bakar was fearless. He saw the basket wide open, and he drained it. So now the Qatari players and coaches a little bit disgruntled over there on the bench. All the good vibes, but they've just missed so many shots. 16 of 32. Well, inside the arc, not bad, but 2 of 18 from deep. Syria just a woeful 12 of 32 inside the arc. What's bailed them out has been their 7 of 23 shooting from three-point range and Qatar's profligate free throw shooting.
Okay, out of it, huh? Out of it. Hey, what you look? Let's go. Hey, let's go. Excuse me, coach. Let's go first. Pablo, hold. On the far side, set this goes through.
Well, Sadhu's got the warm-up on again, so he's out of the game. Will he re-enter? Who do you go to in this situation? Try to spread the floor. Let Saad go to the basket. Saad taking his time. Pulls up. You're going to give it to me. I'm going to take it. But he's not going to make it. Shaban hands it off to the man of the moment, Douglas Herring. I know Bakar will be confident to take another one, but I'm not sure that's the shot that they need. They need some penetration. And they get Bakar, who drives in and crosses dribble, but there's not enough time to finish the play. Clock not the enemy yet for either of these teams here. Babacar Dieng into the corner. It's good. Goodness me, what a shot. The right moment from the veteran Irfan. Shaban takes it deep and then brings it back outside. Remember, Qatar have made 3 fouls. You might want to get Herring, see if he can draw another foul. Here he is, he's got it. Now they switch. Shaban, that's not the shot they want. Good job by Qatar. I think sometimes Herring needs to be a little bit more selfish. Drive to the basket and try to dish or shoot. Easier said than done with the number of minutes that he's having to play today. Avdic. Qatar takes the lead if they score. Yahia misses on the drive, but there for the follow is Irfan. Oh, nothing like, or was it Guay that got the offensive rebound? No, it was indeed Babacar Dieng who got the offensive rebound. Rajani has just come in. Shaban has gone out. And that old reliable, the wayward free throw shooting for Qatar has helped Syria yet again. They make 1 of 2. That's good enough to tie it, but they are 13 of 24. Rajani over to Bakar, who thought about launching it. Oh boy, dangerous pass. Herring. Kanbalat over to Bakar. He gets the baseline, then the ball knocked out of his hands with 3.6 seconds remaining. They can't look at this. Too much time's left on the clock. Oh, now they've changed the call. Ooh. Maybe a little bit of a break there for Qatar. That might have gone off of them. Anyway. Irfan hands it off to Avdic, or Saad rather, who drives in, misses with the bank shot. Kambalat rebounds the miss over to Herring. Will they try to get it down the floor before Qatar sets up? Yes, they do, and it's Al-Sati lays it up and in. And that really is the key. If they can beat Qatar down the floor, they don't have to operate in that half-court offense. So back to a 2-point lead. It's the thriller that everybody expected between Syria and Qatar. Qatar winning the first game. Boy, what a tough catch from Babacar Dieng. He drives in. And it's Anthony Bakar with the rebound. Now Merjani. Will Syria make it to the FIBA Asia Cup with a win today? Will Qatar stay alive in the hunt for the FIBA Asia Cup with a win and get to the additional qualifying tournament? Merjane for three, his third of the day. Well, that game has given him a 5-point lead, but it certainly hasn't iced it. And you know that in no way, shape, or form is this team with Coach Terekov going to be able to sit back and enjoy this one yet. There is a long way to go, but that just goes to show you how involved everybody is on every single possession. Well, it's every team's dream, their aim to make it to the flagship event of the continent. They want to be at the party. Qatar, of course, they know what it's like to get to the podium. They've been there. They finished third back in 2005, something nobody expected, and that gave them a chance to play at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in Japan the following year in 2006. They want to experience the high of getting back to the FIBA Asia Cup and trying to make something special happen, but so does Syria. They're champing at the bit to get there themselves. And we're coming down to the stretch here. 3.5 minutes remaining. Syria need to win to clinch their spot. Qatar need to win to get into the additional qualifying tournament and knock Syria out. And good defense, excellent defense from Syria. As Qatar went for the high percentage shot. Boy, no Alush, no Al-Jabi in this one. Those two players have been staples in this program in recent years, and they have hardly played. Terekov knows, again, there's a long way to go in this one. More than 3 minutes. A lot can go wrong for his team. And it's probably a good idea to have the ball in this man's hands. Herring zigzags his way in. Bounce pass to Al-Sati. Rebound, Campbellot. He decides to go back up and in. Seven points the lead for Syria. 2:40 remaining in the game. Well, Syria, you just feel right now like the game is there for the taking for them, and they are seizing the day. In some respects, playing above themselves, certainly playing better than they often have in recent years, getting some execution at key moments. Here again is Herring. Look at this. Merjane, how in the world did they leave him open? Because Avdic got caught up with Al-Sati. And then Al-Sati stuck with it. He missed it, but then Campbellot flew in and showed the importance of getting an offensive rebound.
Defense, above defense.
$11 for Campbellot after that make, 16 for Herring, 14 for Merjane, 9 points for Al-Sati, who's been big in the second half. Saad, who leads Qatar with 22 points. Number 4, he's got the basketball. Shot clock winding down to 3, 2. He's got to put it up, And not able to get it to drop, and nobody was there for the rebound except Herring for Syria. Oh, they find Campbell wide open. Syria is saving their best for last. They've gone up by 9 points. Qatar desperate for points. Irfan gets in low, puts it up in. Are they going to count it? What a play from the veteran Irfan. 63-56 now, and he's going to the line. Quay and Jane coming in. Look at this. Herring spots his teammate wide open. And probably in a perfect world, Campbell just catches that ball high, goes up and scores rather than brings it down. And that is apropos. They missed the free throw, but then in the end they get it back, so could end up being a better situation for Qatar. Quay dribbles, has it knocked away, stolen by Herring. And Merjani now with the basketball. Might want to get rid of it, he does, to Bakar. Over to Al-Sati. The clock now becoming the enemy of Qatar. They're running out of time. 1:24 remaining. Well, now it's very important, especially for Syria, for the players to keep their cool. Don't get drawn into something. And it looks like Herring is having a go with Quay. Herring just needs to maintain his composure. He can't give up a technical and unsportsmanlike foul. Herring, like miraculously able to get the basketball away. They don't get a good shot. Now Qatar, and Herring is called for the foul. He doesn't need to overreact, doesn't want to give anything away. Watch this. Well, Herring went down, was complaining, I think, about Zhang sticking his knee out. Here's Saad. No time, and he's going to drive. The right decision there was to shoot the jump shot. He was open for three. He's got to back himself. He knows he wants to put the ball on the deck and go, but you're down by 7. It's a wide open shot. So Al-Sati at the line, and he gets the first one to go, and this is where Qatar have lost the basketball game. Their free throw shooting hasn't been nearly as good as Syria today. And nobody needs to tell them that. They're going to go back to the locker room. They might get a score sheet, but they know. They know they have not made their free throws, and that has proved ruinous for their chances. Three-point shot from Babacar Zhang. The rebound with 40 seconds to go. Syria with a 9-point lead. And you are going to see some big-time celebrations for the Syrians once this thing has ended. There's some things that are just non-negotiable. As you see, Saad fouls out of the game. Campbell. Look at that. Some things are non-negotiable. You've got to make your free throws. You can't miss double-digit free throws. You can't shoot 50% or worse in a national team game. and expect to win a basketball game. Shaban. So in fact, Qatar have actually shot 54%, 13 to 24. But imagine that's 9 points, 11 points rather, that they've lost at the line, and it's an 11-point difference right now. Guay misses. Herring chases it down into the corner. Abdel Bassett guards him, Rushdie. And Herring gets it over to Merjane. So the party is on, folks, here in Amman for the Syrian faithful. They have accomplished their mission, having been beaten in their first meeting against Qatar. They have come back, and look at Coach Terekov. I'm not sure anybody is as happy as he is. They have won to clinch a spot in the FIBA Asia Cup. 67-56, Syria win it over Qatar. What a great moment for Syria. Well, you add to the mix the coronavirus pandemic, how it's been so disruptive, and obviously all of the problems that people in Syria have had to cope with over the years with the political and social unrest. And this is something that has a little backdrop for this team. These guys have to cope with all that and also keep their minds on basketball. And they've won this one for their country, folks. Look at that. They have come out and they have punched their ticket for the FIBA Asia Cup. Extremely proud moment. And if they were happy beating Iran earlier on in this qualifying campaign, this one beats that by a long way. The aim was to get back to the FIBA Asia Cup. They were there in 2017. They're going to be there again in Indonesia. And who knows, maybe this will be a team that can pull some surprises. But you have to say, that man right there, Terekov, has been absolutely terrific. Absolutely terrific. His name, he is on the map. He's put himself on the map with this performance over this weekend. He's done a great job calling the shots for Syria. And also Douglas Herring. I mean, he has been indispensable. It just goes to show you cut down on mistakes, you play smart basketball, you're brave, you back yourself, you follow your coach, and also you add a quality player like Douglas Herring, and anything is possible. And Syria have proved it. They've come out and they've made enough plays, and probably they've ridden their luck as well with Qatar having a very bad day at the office in terms of their free throw shooting. But then again, a lot of pressure was on them today. Qatar came out, I think, with the right mindset, but they did have a couple of players that did not look like they're on the same page. Horacic certainly was something going on there. Seydou went out with an injury. But look at the free throw shooting, 52% now. Qatar finished 13 to 25. That's just not going to cut it when you lose by 11. You leave 12 free throws out there. Syria shared the basketball. They ended up with 5 more assists. Herring, 16 points. Saad had 22, a game high defeat. Merjane, 14. Finally, it got hot. Campbell as well played better. Yeah, everybody played well in moments for Syria. They've got a long way to go before I think they can even dream of making it to the podium, but they are a team that you better come ready to play against, as Iran found out earlier in the qualifiers, because if you don't, it could be that they're going to send you packing and get a surprise win. But the main thing was to actually show up at the party, and they will be there. Saudi Arabia, you feel for them, as hard as they played today against Iran, they're going to have to settle for going into the additional qualifying tournament. But I feel pretty confident that we'll see Saudi Arabia in the FIBA Asia Cup with 4 of the 6 teams at the additional qualifying tournament booking their spots in the tournament. So Amman, Jordan right now is party central for Syria, who have booked their place in the FIBA Asia Cup 2021 in Jakarta. It'll be played in August. And what's going to happen between now and then with this national team? Where might Terekov fit in? Was he just brought in temporarily? Joe Salerno will come back. Who knows? Right now, just enjoy the moment of getting the big win that you needed. Syria getting 15 points off the Syrian turnovers today. 10 second chance points. In many respects, Qatar did much better. 17 points off the bench to 10 for Syria. 30 points in the paint to 26 for Syria. 2 more second chance points for Syria. 19 fast break points for Qatar. And 11 points off turnovers for Qatar. It really is really simple. I mean, you know, we've talked about it, and not to beat a dead horse, but we have to talk about it because it was the major factor in the game. It was the free throw shooting. Ultimately, that has done Qatar in. 13 to 25, 52%. They left 12 free throws out there. They lost by 11 points. So we know that the teams that have qualified well, here's again, let's look back at some of the second half action. And it really looked like when Avdic got going, he had a couple shots. You know, this might tilt the balance. He'd hit a three-pointer, and then he hit that shot from the baseline. This was a huge move from Al-Sati. It was one of those, if you're a Syrian fan, no, 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 yes! He made it. Saad was always going to be a force to be reckoned with. He had exploded for 23 points in the first meeting. And today, again, he finished with 22 points before fouling out. And Jing, that was certainly a big moment as well for Qatar. It looked like it was going to help them. Terekov, you thought that was palming the ball or carrying it. But Herring making some big moves. Didn't talk about his complete game, Herring, but in the end, Herring finished with 16 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds, 4 steals. If that's not the performance of this FIBA Asia Cup qualifier, I don't know what is. He missed a triple-double by 1 rebound and 1 assist. Just an outstanding game for Herring. And also, he got 16 points on 6 of 10 shooting. So the teams that have qualified, along with host Indonesia, are Bahrain, Iran, Jordan, Kazakhstan, Lebanon, and now you can add Syria to the list of the 16 teams that will be at the FIBA Asia Cup. Campbellot catching that pass. The last of the assists, I think, from Douglas Herring. Syria improving to 3-3 along with Saudi Arabia, but they move above Saudi Arabia because in their head-to-heads, they were plus 3 points. There were 2 overtime games. Syria won the first one 75-70. And then, of course, in the second one, Saudi Arabia won it, but just by a couple of points. So Iran finished top in Group E at 5-1. Both Saudi Arabia and Syria are second and third spots, and Qatar down at the bottom. But again, it is Syria that finishes second to go on and qualify for the FIBA Asia Cup.